make things right, like we talked about.
What are the chances the bridge will hold? There's got to be a way.
Stream episodes and extras on the AMC app.
Didn't realize you were back from the camp.
Just came in this morning.
Another letter from Georgie just came in. I was gonna put it on your desk, but here you are.
Will you put it in the drawer for me with the others? I'll read it later.
Sure. You headed back already?
I just came to pick up a few things.
Crowbar being one of them.
You've done a good job taking care of things here. I'm gonna need you to keep doing that.
Well, you're someplace other than the camp.
I'm gonna make things right, like we talked about.
Like you did with Gregory. Only we never talked about that.
I'm not asking you to agree with me.
There was a time I did. But Negan deserved to die when it ended. Rick was wrong because he made a call that wasn't his to make. I just want to be sure that you're not wrong in the same way that he was. And I want you to be sure.
We're gonna find out who did this. We're gonna make sure it never happens to us again, all right?
Us? You're not one of us anymore?
Us means all of us.
Rick, this episode, he's desperately trying to hold on to something that it feels like almost everybody else is seeing is falling apart.
Everyone back off! Right now!
Rick is right to try to bring people together. Whether those people are ready to be together is another thing entirely.
I don't know who it is, but I know why. So do you. Bringing all these people together.
I think Rick is blinded by grief, and you know, like always, he's a shark. He keeps going.
The future belongs to all of us now. How do they get this future? And Glenn don't.
It's not that he doesn't love Rick, it's not that he doesn't respect Rick, but he thinks that Rick is wrong.
Daryl, I know you don't agree with everything we're doing here. All I ask is that you try.
Now it's got to the point where Daryl's not going to take it anymore.
Carol is also someone who's trying to find out for herself what's right. She's someone who has gone from being a victim of abuse to almost a killing machine and back again. And at this point, she believes in Rick's vision.
Why not just take me out?
Because every life counts.
You go with this? I'm just playing nice for Rick.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, me neither.
We're all coming with you because we love you, and we know you've lost your son, and we loved your son. But it ain't gonna work. And I think that this is the beginning of that, sort of the cracks occurring.
Say we nab the perp. Who decides what happens next? Is it going to be a Gregory or a Negan?
Maggie is trying to do the right thing. It's just really trying not to give in to that lower impulse.
Drop it!
Maggie has also struggled. She was forced to sort of set aside that vengeance.
After this, it's over.
Maybe for you, but it won't be.
But she can also recognize that what Rick did in fact create peace. And what started it again was Maggie.
You hung Gregory. That's when we knew. Rick's rules aren't the only rules. You showed us the way.
You did this because of me?
I think that's pretty heavy for Maggie.
They murdered my mother. She shot my brother right here.
How the Oceansiders end up behaving really just shines a spotlight on how everybody would like to right the wrongs.
Did you do it? Simon would have killed me too. You asked me to beg for his life. He was crying and you smiled. He was only 11 years old. Please.
The truth is, where people were at emotionally with each other, maybe they weren't ready for this.
What did you say?
No exceptions.
And that's really the tragedy of the episode.
Daryl, Maggie!
How would it be appropriate for Maggie and Daryl to decide somebody else's vengeance?
What gave Rick's way, James?
Maggie is maybe looking for any ammunition to go and find some resolution.
It's time to see naked.
Heavy work.
We are in Greenville, Georgia, and we're at this abandoned house.
I love my Easter eggs. You know, I love my little tribute moments. I'm thinking, okay, farmhouse, zombies. It felt right out of Night of the Living Dead. We found a burned out gas pump and a burned out truck, and we put a couple skeletons around it.
You see like this weird metal flap. Wind is blowing, so all these walkers are drawn to it.
I gotta take it out before it draws more.
We're gonna sneak and try to kill all these walkers and get this flap off this roof.
An added bonus to this scene is that we get to call back to the pilot.
Yeah, you are.
I need my...
To that infamous scene of the fingers coming through the cafeteria doors in the hospital. And what we're doing here is sort of putting them between the boards of this farmhouse.
We're gonna have wooden boards that bend as you see the fingers trying to get out. Our special effects team, they have this breakaway wood that they're installing. Her stunt double's doing the full falling. It'll just be sudden, quick, and hopefully very effective. Cindy's fall causes the walkers to try harder, and the woods will actually break. And suddenly 6 walkers turns into 12 walkers, turns into 22 walkers.
Hi. She presses her palm against the walker and all this goo oozes out.
We have this prosthetic where her hand's gonna sink into his neck.
Then it gets very close to my face.
The challenge always is, you see a walker and then somebody walks up and kills it. And they kill them so easily that that threat kind of wavers a little bit. And we want to make sure that the threat of the zombies, it's still alive and it's still very present. We really want to make sure that those faces are striking and those faces are visual. So when you see it, it's got to instill some terror and some fear.